What's going on, guys? Claycuzold here, and today I'm bringing you kind of a different video than I'm normally used to doing. This is for Mobius Final Fantasy, the newest Final Fantasy mobile game on the market right now. My Final Fantasy Brave Exvius fans, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you, but I've been asked to do this video a couple times, so that's what we're going to get into today, and you know, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you haven't seen the game yet, this maybe get you an insight on the game. Today's video is all about ability card overview and everything you need to know about ability cards, so let's get into it. So today we're looking at the Shiva card, and that's going to be the example we use. The first thing you'll notice is that the picture of the Shiva has a level on it, a star count on it, a job icon on it, along with an element on it. So we'll talk about the elements first. Each card will have an element on it. The only known elements I know in the game currently are water, fire, wind, dark, and light. And as far as I know, dark and light aren't used yet in the current progression, but they will be used later. You can use them, but they're not as useful as they will be later in progression. So we can see the Shiva here has a water icon on it, so she will be useful against fire, and fire will be useful against water. If you guys didn't know, that'll be in a later video, but essentially how it works. Another thing is that at the top right here and on the ability card little tiny picture, we see ability card level. And what this does is when you level it up, it allows you to it allows the attack to go up. It allows, just levels up the ability card just like you would anything else. You can do this by either fusing cards into this card, so fusing cards together, or by just battling with it. And at the end of each battle or event or stage, you will get some experience that will go into your cards. The star on the card, essentially when you raise a star level on the card, it lets the skill seeds go up, the skill seed level go up, the ability level go up, and essentially also the ability card level. And we'll get into all that later, but I just wanted to let you know that there are 1-star cards, 2-star cards, 3-star cards, and even 4-star cards in the game. And possibly in the future, I do believe there are 5-star cards. Going on down here, I'm going to more talk about the ability, not the ability, but the job type on the card. There could be mage, again, rogue, warrior, and their support type. The reason that is important, guys, is that if you go here to your deck, for example, and you look at your character stats, you can see here that the warrior has a magic of 69%. If you go over to mage, he has my mage currently has a plus 313% magic. The magic percent is only applied to an ability when you're using the same type job as the ability type. So for example, I will get the bonus with my mage here on the Shiva. I will not get my bonus on the Yuna or the or this other card that is a rogue card, the blue rogue card here. The magic percent is only applied to abilities that are used that are the same job type as you. So if we go over here to my warrior, for example, I'm going to get it when I use Ares, like he is a warrior card, so I'm gonna that bonus magic percentage is gonna be applied to him. So guys, it's very important to build a deck around your the same job class, because it's bonus damage that you're missing out on if you don't. Okay, so now we're gonna get back into our cards here, and give me one second, guys. Okay, so we're pulling up Shiva. So that's it for the job. So you want to match your job with the type of job class you're running with a job ability on the card. As we move further down, it has a little info on the card, pretty much stating that something, a little bit about it. This rare card can only be obtained through summoning, and it craves water and earth skill seeds, which we'll get into that afterwards. Okay, and each card has an ability. This ability is Blizzaga. Mage ability, area water attack. So do you see over to the right of Blizzaga, the little star with the, it looks like a burst of energy or something with a circle around it? That means that this attack is AoE. So if you look on a card, it goes either single target, cone attack, which will look like, for me, it looks like a Wi-Fi signal coming out, and then this circle, which means AoE. So the cone attack will only attack a cone in front of you, the AoE will attack the whole stage, and the single attack will obviously only attack your single opponent. The next thing we can look at here is the level. This ability level only applies to the actual ability on the card, and essentially by raising this up, it raises the attack, the break power, as you can see all these stats here, the crit chance, and your ability to be able to unlock special skills, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. We'll move further down here. We have orbs. So this is the number that it's actually going to take you to use the ability in battle. So we see here that we'll have to have 6 elemental water orbs in order to actually cast Blizzaga and use the Shiva card. The attack here is the amount of damage it will do to the actual opponent, the actual boss, the actual enemy. This number going up higher obviously means you're going to be doing more DPS. The break power is applied to their break bar. And guys, if you didn't know this, every enemy has a break bar, and it's an orange bar, and then it goes to a red bar. Now, the orange bar is what you take down when you use an ability. So this break power will be applied to the orange bar. Now, once you get the orange bar down, you're going to have to use auto attacks to break down the red bar. So remember that, guys. Orange bar is ability, red is auto attacks, okay? Okay, that's how you break opponents. The next part we look at here is a crit chance. So it's done by stars here. For how complicated this game is, I was really hoping for a percentage here, but they're giving us stars. So this has a 1-star crit chance. Who knows what that means? What is that ratio? Who knows? What's the percentage? Nobody knows, but it's a 1-star. So then underneath here is a pretty important part, guys. You can see that we have, if you hover over it, it's extra skills, okay? And these extra skills are normally pretty good. See, this says increases damage of weakness element by 25% during break. So when an opponent is broken, what this ability is going to do is it's going to allow me to do 25% more damage if the opponent is fire. So it's its weakness, which me is water, okay? And the way you unlock these special skills is that you have to use the card in battle. So every time you use the Shiva card in battle, we're going to have a chance to unlock the special skill, which I already have done from farming. The more and more you use the skill, the higher chance you have. So let's say I didn't have Break Exploiter unlocked, and I went to use it, and I didn't unlock the Break Exploiter on that run. I used it a couple times. Every time that I use Break Exploiter, every time that I use a Shiva card, Break Exploiter is going to have a higher percentage chance of proccing and unlocking for me, okay? And the way you know you're going to unlock a new skill, a special skill here, an extra skill, is that in battle, the Shiva card will actually glow on the side of your screen panel, okay, guys? So that's something you want to be looking for, and make sure you use the ability when that happens. Another criteria for unlocking these skill sets is you can't see them here because I already have them unlocked, but it will tell you that your ability level has to be a certain level to unlock these. So, for example, I think it was like 1 for Break Exploiter, 2 for the elemental return, so I had to have this ability level right here up to that much, and then like maybe 4 or 5 for the weakness breaker. Okay, guys, so we can actually go to another card right here, and I'll show you. We'll go to the turtle, and you can see that I haven't unlocked Break Exploiter, and it says level requirement ability level 2, so I need to have him up to level 2 before I can even have a chance of unlocking this guy, so that's very important. Let's go back to the Shiva card. Going further down from that is skill seeds created by this card. Now, what are skill seeds and what are they used for? Skill seeds are used to boost your job up. So if we go back here and we go to our cards, we go to our decks, and we go to our skill panel. So this is my job for my warrior. It costs me 30 more dark seeds and 500 fire seeds to unlock elemental starters. So this is the panel where you make your job much stronger and how you progress through the game, essentially how you progress your character to make them stronger. So that's what skill seeds are used for. And how to obtain skill seeds? Well, this is how you do it. Each card will allot you a certain amount of skill seeds at the end of each battle, and you can determine that by looking at the card and seeing how many they say. So at the bottom of this card it says total skill seeds. I am gaining 12 water and it looks like 6 light, I think is what that is. So at the end of each battle I am obtaining 12 water seeds from Shiva and 6 light seeds at the end of each battle, and not counting it for multipliers, because at the end of each battle you're going to have multipliers that give you more skill seeds, etc., etc. But you do see the above skill seeds created card, it says skill seeds unlocked 6 out of 6. So each card you're also going to have to unlock new tiers of skill seeds, and what that does is every time you unlock more you get to actually create more skill seeds, and I'll show you guys how to do that right now. So now we're going to go into augmentation, essentially. So that's an overview of a skill card and everything about it, but now we're going to go into fusion, and we're going to talk about fusion and what all we can fuse and how to fuse. We're going to go ahead and look at the turtle again because he seems like a better example than Shiva since I have her maxed out. If we look here, he has skill seeds unlocked 3 out of 5. His ability level is only level 2, max level is 4, so we still need to get that up, okay? And then at the top here it has his level, which we can, obviously we can level it up if we need to. So we're going to go ahead and pick the turtle for the fusion, select fusion cards, and what we can see here is a bunch of numbers, right guys? So this may be confusing to you, but I'll break it down. The first bigger font number at the very top of a card, as you can see at the bottom in the legend, is experience points obtained from fusion. So when I fuse a card into that, that's how many experience points that the new turtle is going to get, the new turtle card is going to have, okay? Underneath that is a skill seed fusion success chance, So like, for example, if I take this card right here and fuse him into my turtle, he's going to give the turtle a 20% chance. If you see right now, skill seed fusion, 20% chance. So if I fuse this card into it right now, he's going to get 50 experience, and I'm going to have a 20% chance of unlocking a skill seed. Okay, guys, the next skill seed in my progression, so 4 out of 5, so I can have more skill seeds. The problem is that let's say we had a 100% skill seed fusion, 2 100% skill seed fusion cards ready to go in our turtle. You can only go up 1 skill seed fusion at a time, and you could, or at least skill seed level, and you can only go up 1 ability card level at a time. So for example, your ability level, Lesser Blizzaga, can only go up 1 at a time. However, I do believe that the actual level of the actual card can go up multiple times depending on the experience given. So the way you determine, if a card can go up by ability would be the next row down, which I do not have any right now, sadly, that can go into it that raises up the ability of the card. But it'll be the next row down. As you can see at the bottom here, it says ability, fusion, success chance. It looks like a star, a purple star, and that is just another % chance. So it works just like we just did with the skill seed fusion. It'll show you a little box that says like 70% to get your ability skill up, and then you fuse it in there and pray, unless you got it at 100%, that it's going to go up. But remember, it can only go up one at a time for skill seeds and the actual ability level of the card. The actual level of the card can go up as much as you want. The very top part here, you know, the max level is 22. I think it can keep going. Another thing we need to look at here is special cards used for fusion. Okay, guys, so we're gonna go to my bank, and that's where I keep all my special cards. You can see that the green cactuar is used for skill seed ups. So if you take a look here, we can see that that the green cactuar will give us 2,000 experience, but 100% if we use this higher level green cactuar, 100% for skill seed. So if I click on that and I click OK, now my skill seed fusion is up to 100%. So that's what the green ones are used for. It's used to max out your skill seeds on certain cards you may want to max it out on. So that's what are good for the green cactuars to be used. The next one is the metal cactuar, and Final Fantasy Brave Exvius users, you'll be used to this because that's how it's used in that game too. It's used for experience. So if we use this bad boy right here, the 50,000 one, 50,000 experience is going to be allotted to our card, and we're just going to level it up like crazy, okay, guys? So that's what that's used for. If we go further down here, we can see these cards, right? So they're like light bulb blimp looking things. They're called exchangers, okay? And the exchangers, as we can read, it says unlocks one extra skill if a card meets the ability level requirement. So if you fuse this into a card, into an ability card, what it's going to do is, you guys remember these skills right here, right? So let's go back and let's look at our card. These skills right here, the break exploiter. If I was to fuse in an exchanger into this card, and since he meets the ability requirement, which is level 2, it would unlock that for me. Now, do I suggest you doing that? I don't think so. I think these cards, you want to save them for maybe higher tier cards. Obviously, you definitely want to save them for higher tier extra skills, because eventually they get up to like level 10 needed for your ability to be able to be unlocked. And I do believe that the higher level of the extra skill, you know, the higher level of the ability needed, it is harder to unlock, because obviously it's going to be better, right, guys? So I think that's what you want to save them to use. I wouldn't suggest using them on these tiny little ones or on these bad cards. You want to save them for your good cards, and then from there you want to save them on the higher level tier extra skills, okay, guys? Now we're going to talk about how do I get a card from a 2-star to a 3-star. We're going to take the turtle again for an example. So we're going to go into card augment. And this is how you get a card to go up in star level, okay? You go to card augment, and then we're going to select our card, which is the turtle. And we can see that we need the materials down below, material cards required. And we need 3, it looks like turtle shells, right? What are these? Adamant shells. We need 3 of those, which we have. And we need 2 serrated scythe. And this material is required to augment water cards, high skill, fusion, success chance. So they're taken from killing the killer mantis. So most of these are taken from killing bosses, guys. You're gonna have to kill bosses and hope they drop off these augment materials. That's how you obtain them. And essentially, in order to get him from a 2-star to a 3-star, I would just click card augment, and then he would be upgraded up. You see here now that it would allow me to unlock a seed level 6 from a 5 as being the max, and then also his skill level will go up to 6 instead of a 5. I think also it was a 5 before that. So yeah, that's what card augmentation does. Now the problem with this is the cards, of course, you can do this. You can farm this. You can raise up your boss cards, your minion cards, things like that. But let's say we want to make Shiva, a card we bought in the ability shop. Let's say we want to level that up. We want to make it a 4-star. So you're going to go ahead and click on that. Excuse me, that was just looking at the card, but we click on that, and we see that, whoa, this isn't the same. Like, these are grow stars. What are grow stars? Well, grow stars are used for augmenting cards that I believe they're out of the shop. We can read over this. Specific cards can only be used. This card is this rare card is used specifically for card augmentations. The materials required for augment from 3-star to 4-star. I think these are mostly used for like special event cards or cards out of the shop, not cards that you can farm in the wild or in in battles and stuff like that. Grow stars are very rare. The only ways I know to get them are from, sometimes they're awarded in game, but very rarely. If you get the monthly bundle they give you, where they keep giving you for a month, they give you like special gifts throughout the month. Once you finish out all your special gifts, I think they give you one, and then they might give you one for finishing out logging in every week, every day, I mean, for their little special everyday thing. But other than that, man, grow stars are rare. Of course, you can buy them in the shop, but would I recommend you using your grow stars on the cards out right now? I don't think so. I think you should save them for like maybe a card that you know is perfect for your job. Maybe do some research. If the card is perfect for your job, it's amazing, and you definitely want to use it, sure, use a growth star on it, make it a 4-star. But if not, save them, guys. Don't waste them on like tiny little cards you don't know anything about. You don't know if they're good, okay? So growth star is very important. They take your really good ability cards out of the shop and turn them from a 3-star to a 4-star. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, and the final thing I'm going to talk about, woo! This video's been long, right, guys? Is the, summoning cards. This game does a nice thing where you can actually go to the ability shop, and from here we can see that you can actually buy all the ability cards that are available right now in the summoning range. Sometimes it changes, from week to week, things like that. But we can actually just sit here and buy all the cards that we could summon from the ability shop, which I think is awesome. The problem is you're only going to get them at their, I think it's 3-star range. I think it's their 3-star, right? Yeah, their 3-star range. And you're not going to have their abilities all the way maxed out. So their ability, the barrier is not all the way maxed out. And their skill seeds aren't all the way maxed out. And you can change that by go ahead and go over and max boosting a card. Now, you obviously see it went up from like 3 tickets to all the way up to 24 tickets. So it's going to cost you a little bit more money. But then if we were to purchase this card, you can see that we have the level, the ability power, the ability level all the way leveled up, maxed out, and we see the skill seeds are already unlocked. So it's a big deal here, because the only way to actually, level up an ability level on a card is to fuse the same type of ability into the card. So for example, it doesn't have to be the exact same card. It doesn't have to be this card, but it has to be a card that has the barrier. So that's the only way you can get it to level up. So it's very important to do that. And so this kind of saves you a little bit, although it is kind of expensive. Okay, guys, and the last thing I want to talk about is summoning. We go to summon cards, and I think we have three ways we can summon cards now in the game. We have Raider ability summon 6 ability cards. So it's going to summon 6 ability cards. I'm assuming they're going to be like ranging from 3-star cards. I'm assuming they're going to be 3-star cards. I'm not exactly sure on that. I've never actually done that. So we can go to info here. Okay, here we go. Summon 6 ability cards. Summons unenhanced ability cards of rarity 3-star or 4-star. Cards are randomly picked from the latest batch. You may receive cards you already own. If a rarity 4-star card is summoned, any future draws of the same card will be a rarity 4-star. Okay, so the difference between doing this is you can get 4-star or 3-star, guys, but you can pull the same card you already own, and they won't be maxed out. So they won't have the maxed out skill seed or the ability level, okay, guys? If you look down here at the ability 3-star summon, if you summon here, it's going to give you a 3-star ability card that is all the way maxed out. So it's just like buying at max boost, guys. It's, its skill seeds will be maxed out, and its ability level will be maxed out. The sad part is you have to draw 4 of them to get a new card, so you could draw on this and get the same card. The last one is the ability 4-star summon. You have to draw 4 to get a new card, just like the 3-star, and this time it's going to be a 4-star card that is maxed out also, guys. So this is what I did. I spent I summoned 1 job with my initial money. Now obviously I've made more Magicite, but my initial draw into the game, I bought 1 job and I bought 2 4-star summons, and it served me well. The greater ability summon seems pretty sweet, but it kind of seems like a free roll. You don't know what you're going to get, but it's going to be kind of hard to level up the ability of the card, the ability level of the card, because you're not going to have multiples of one. So like the 3-star summon and the 4-star summon seem pretty sweet. I would go for the 4-star summon if you could save up the Magicite for it and the summoning tickets. But yeah, that's going to wrap us up here, guys. Thank you so much. The video kind of went a little long, but I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any more questions, comment down below. If you like this video and it helps you, give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, and subscribe for future content. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you later. Resurrection from death. Guys, listen to me. I know you might really want to be beating that white dragon, that Chimera, that storyline mission, anything that you guys are having trouble with, but spinning Lapis is the wrong way to go about it, guys. That 100 Lapis, or however much it costs to revive,